The road to Gdansk reaches the pinnacle this Wednesday, May 26th, as Manchester United meet Villarreal in Poland. Will Ole Gunnar Solskjaer lead the Red Devils to their first silverware under his reign, or will it be Unai Emery, the Europa League mastermind, to lead the Yellow Submarines to their first Europa League title? Manchester United finished in second in the Premier League behind City, but there's no doubt they are a club with such rich history in England and in Europe.
If you were to ask any non-sports fan to name one English football team, they would inevitably answer with Manchester United. One of the strongest brands in the world, sports or otherwise, Manchester United, aka the Red Devils, are often cast as the villain, the presumptive winners, the guys everyone likes to see lose. And this is why the 1999 Champions League final is so important to the team and their diehards. As the match entered stoppage time, United was down 1-0 to the mighty Bayern Munich.
Cleared, Giggs with a shot, Sheringham! Beckham, into Sheringham, and Solskjaer has won it!
It was the first of two European triumphs for legendary manager Sir Alex Ferguson, who retired after 26 trophy-studded seasons at Old Trafford. Over the last decade, United may have lost some of their luster since falling into the shadow of their nouveau riche neighbors, but a first Europa League title in 2017 and this year's trip to the final make it clear that Manchester United are still the giants of Europe.
So Manchester United and Villarreal have met 4 times in the past, all 4 in the Champions League, and all 4 have finished a draw. We know that won't be the case come Wednesday. Ian, are United still the heavy favourites for you heading into this Wednesday?
Yes, but I say that very, very carefully because I know how dangerous this game will be for Manchester United. Similar to what we just talked about with the Champions League final, I think when you rotate your squad and there's not much to play for between sealing your place in the Champions League and then the end of the season, you start to chop and change. Players just drop off just that little bit. And then all of a sudden you get down to this final against a team that wants it really hard, a well-coached team. I mean, this Emery's got an incredible history in this competition. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer recognises the importance of this game. He just hopes his players are up to scratch for this match, and I do too, because I think it will make it a great final. If United are really up for it, and they might just have to be at their best to beat this Villarreal side, because I'm really excited to see which Villarreal turn up. They've been largely inconsistent of late, but in this competition, they've been fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree with Ian. I mean, when you look at Villarreal's record in this competition this season, 12 wins and 2 draws in 14 matches. And yes, that deserves to be respected. And their manager, Unai Emery's won it 3 times. He's been in the final 4 times. He lost with Arsenal, unfortunately. But hey, it's Arsenal. That's what they do these days. But my bad jokes aside, let's focus on Manchester United. I think the big loss for them is Harry Maguire. Since he hasn't been in the team, they've lost 3 out of their last 6, including a big loss to Liverpool 4-2. So who are they going to start at center back? Is it going to be Bailly and Lindelof, or Lindelof and Tuanzebe, or Bailly and Tuanzebe? I mean, they have some question marks there. Now, Dean Henderson started that game against Liverpool. Will David De Gea get the start? They both have 4 starts each in this Europa League term after they fell out of the Champions League group stages. So a lot of questions that need some answers. But what don't need answers is the performance and style and grace of Edinson Cavani, who's averaging a goal or an assist in the Europa League every 35 minutes, which is ridiculous. And then Bruno Fernandes has a goal and assist every single time he steps on the field in the Europa League, either with Manchester United or his previous club, Sporting Clube de Portugal. So if Villarreal can somehow keep those guys under control and locked in and handcuffed a bit, then they have a great chance to get through, but that's not going to be an easy task. So it should be a great game.
Not at all. Fernandes, Greenwood on one side, Rashford, Cavani, Pogba. There's so many that they have to look after. And of course, like you were saying, if you allow these Manchester United players to run, then you're going to be in trouble. And my concerns are that these Villarreal is arriving a little bit too tired to the end of the competition. At the weekend, they lost against Real Madrid. Of course, it's Real Madrid. They needed to win, but they dropped to the same position. So they're going to see if they can find, if they don't win on Wednesday, they're going to find it very difficult to be in the European competition next year, in that new European competition that the UEFA has built. But definitely my concern, actually, West is not going to be there. Foyt is not going to be there. And yeah, Maguire is not going to be at the back of Manchester United, but it's totally different because The replacement is Raúl Albiol. Yeah, he's a good defender, but he's not the quickest, and that's a big concern for Unai Emery. And up front, Chihuahua has been one of the key players up front. Yeah, Vaca is important. Alcácer, you know, there is a killer, and Gerard Moreno is the key man for this game. He's been involved in most of the goals for this Villarreal side. He's going to be in the European competition for Spain national team, something very important because it gives him a lot of confidence. But again, I saw them very tired the weekend. They play almost the 11 starters that they're going to play. We're going to see on Wednesday. So I'm not sure if they are going to cope with that physicality that these Manchester United have. So I see at the moment a little bit more favorite Manchester United.
Yeah, Moreno, 29 goals, 11 assists, all competitions this season. But Lucho, you obviously watch Villarreal more than we do. Week in and week out, you get the opportunity domestically to watch them. They've really impressed me, obviously, in the European competition. And they do have a chance, there's no doubt about it, because they score goals. They can score goals. And at any given time, they will break you down and find a way to get an opportunity. But what are you saying to Villarreal? Put yourself in Unai Emery's shoes, and I know you're doing your pro license and you've got this magical football brain. What would you be saying, the instructions-wise, to those players as to how they can beat Manchester United on the day?
Listen, guys, this is your chance. I mean, how many times you're going to see yourself in a Europa League final? There is only one time, so give everything. That's the only thing. You cannot change anything. You cannot try to send a different message. You cannot try to change your shape because you're going to play against Manchester United. You are going to be in the final, and you've done a great job during the whole competition, doing exactly the same way. Trying to keep that personality, try to create from the middle. We got Parejo, we got Trigueros, fantastic players who know how to create chances, who to bring the ball to Gerard Moreno, to Carlos Vaca, to Alcácer. Chihuahua is not going to be there, but I'm sure that those three players can manage to score goals. So you cannot change the same message that you've been sending. Try to be yourself, try to have confidence, and of course, enjoy. There is one chance to win this trophy. You are here, so you never know if you're going to be back here, so give everything.
I love it, Lucho. I feel like you should dial in and join Unai Emery before kickoff. Jimmy, you've been obviously played as well. Does it change things when you get to the final when one team has something to play for, like Villarreal do for a European place next season? Manchester United playing for pride. They, of course, want the silverware. But does this change things slightly even when it is a final?
I think it does, because Villarreal are going to have that desperation, maybe a little bit more urgency in their game. But to Lucho's point, you don't want to overthink it. And Unai Emery's experience hopefully will allow him to not overdo it and maybe change his tactics. What I was really impressed with regard to their performance against Arsenal in the semifinals was that they were getting pretty hammered in that second leg at the Emirates, but they found a way to bend and not break. They figured out a way to survive. And I don't know if this is something that's an identity that we see with a lot of La Liga teams that aren't named Real Madrid or Barcelona, but they know how to suffer. Atletico Madrid won the title this season because they suffer. They know how to suffer. They know how to cope with adversity. And because they got their backs against the wall, if they want to play in the Champions League, they have to win this game. I think that does matter. That said, Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's never been in a cup final with the club before. And yes, they've made improvements and they're taking steps in the right direction, but it doesn't matter unless you have some trophies to back it up. And obviously this club loves trophies. They have a rich history of that, and they haven't won one in 5 years. So this is a big deal for the club as well, and I think they'll be feeling a little bit I think it's going to be tight, ultimately, is what I want to say. I think it's going to be a great game for all the players and tactics that we're mentioning, and I can't wait to look. I can't wait till Wednesday, actually. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the game. I think this will be an outstanding match, and Jimmy's spot on. The pressure is absolutely on Manchester United to come away with a European trophy, on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to come away with some sort of success. That's what Manchester United is all about. It's in their DNA, winning and lifting trophies. But what I will say is that if Manchester United turn up on the day and they play outstanding football, they will win this game. But they have to be at their best, because Villarreal, with the team spirit, with the coach, technically they'll make it very difficult for United. However, if Manchester United are at their best, I just don't see any way that we see Villarreal lifting that trophy. I think it'll be United.
Well, we saw United win against Wolves at the weekend, Lucho, with several changes to the side, some young players coming through the academy and then some veteran players as well. You talked about the importance of finding that cohesion before a big match. What have you made of Ole's approach to this Wednesday's final?
Of course, we can call it that way. We knew that, and you are not facing anything. You got already a big miss at the back. You don't want to get players injured or arrive tired. Villarreal, because they needed to do it, because they needed to win to try to be in the European competition next year. But for Manchester United, it's about try to give an award to the players who hasn't been involved. We saw also Matt scoring once again. Spanish player hasn't been involved in many games in the past few months. So it's very important that you give that to those players who hasn't been involved. They are happy. They play at the weekend. They can score goals. They won. So something very important to what you're mentioning, Poppy, to try to keep that connection, not feeling away, because you never know if you're going to have to pull them into the final. And we go back to 2005, a player who was already leaving the team, who was the player who didn't even play the last game of the competition in the Premier League, and he was a key player in that final. Vladimir Smith scored a goal, scored the penalty, and he was leaving the club. So that's how important they are, all the players on our squad.
Yeah, I think this is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's moment. I feel it. I feel like we're finally seeing his Manchester United coming together. It seems to be the right time for United to lift this trophy and have European success. And I'm really impressed with what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done, not only on the field but off the field for Manchester United, for their supporters, the way he communicates with the fans, with the media. He's done an outstanding job, and it's time for him to lift the trophy.
So the stage is set for the Europa League final in Poland. Will Manchester United end their longest run without a trophy since the 80s, or will it be the Spanish side who take the glory in Gdansk and qualify for next season's Champions League? It is all to play for Wednesday, May 26th on Paramount+.